Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. To the people that are watching this before the ceremony and to the people that are watching this video after Achraf Hakimi has lifted the African Ballon d'Or. Yes, that's how confident I am in Achraf Hakimi tomorrow being unveiled as the best African player for the 2024-2025 season, mostly the 2025 calendar year. And in today's video, I will give you all the information needed for the ceremony tomorrow, why Achraf Hakimi deserves to win it, and why I actually believe Achraf Hakimi will win it as well through some proof. So, first of all, what we need to know, Achraf Hakimi, Mohamed Salah, and Victor Osimhen from Galatasaray, Liverpool, and Paris Saint-Germain, respectively, are the three main nominations for the Player of the Year, for the African Player of the Year. The ceremony will take place 19 p.m. Central European Time, 19th of November in Rabat, Morocco. I think the award usually is given out in different places and has been probably a couple of times in Morocco, but gives you some kind of indication who's going to win it. How is the votes system work? Here it is. According to the CAF official release, voting blocks will come from a diverse panel including media members, head coaches, club and national team captains, and the CAF technical committee. Fan voting is only conducted for the Goal of the Year award, amounting to 70% of the total weight in the deciding winner. So it's head coaches, media members, club and national team captains, and the CAF technical committee. Let's hope they get it right. These are the previous winners from 2016 until 2024. We can see the top three as well. In 2016, Riyad Mahrez won it with Aubameyang and Mane coming in second and third spot. Salah won it in 2017. Salah won it in 2018. Sadio Mane won it in 2019. Sadio Mane won it in 2022. I believe due to COVID, it was abolished for those years in between. Victor Osimhen was the winner in 2023, and Ademilo Lookman was the winner in 2024. So what we can see from this is that Osimhen has won it before, back in 2023. Mohamed Salah won in 2017, won it in 2018. But Achraf Hakimi has not won one. He's won the African Young Player of the Year previously, but has come second in 2023 and in 2024. And that should give you the picture. Hakimi is knocking on the door. He's been knocking on the door. In 2023, I felt Osimhen deserved it. He had an incredible season with Napoli. But in 2024, I think Hakimi, despite this season being better than in 2024, he deserved it ahead of Lookman. I think Lookman got it a lot for his hat-trick in the final, the Europa League final versus Leverkusen, which is an absolute humongous moment, which deserves a lot of respect and appreciation. But Achraf Hakimi was just the better player and the better player in 2024. But Achraf Hakimi is here to win it. Here are the players that have won the most ones. Samuel Eto'o and Yaya Touré with 4 each. We see Mohamed Salah there with 2, Sadio Mane, Thomas Nkono, Nwankwo Kanu, Alhaji Diouf, Roger Milla, Didier Drogba all with 2, and George Weah and Abide Pele with 3 each. George Weah, previous Paris Saint-Germain winner of the award, and lastly but not least, nations by victories. Cameroon with 11 winners, Nigeria with 7, Ghana with 6, Ivory Coast with 6, Senegal 4, Morocco 4, Algeria 3, Egypt 3. It's quite surprising Egypt only has 3 winners when they have won the most AFCONs in African Cup of history, which just shows that they usually have a good squad that wins the tournament, but they don't have those special players that get nominated for these awards. That's Cameroon, that's Nigeria. Osimhen, the first player to be nominated, got 37 goals and 6 assists in last season. But obviously, as we know, this award, with it begin given out in November, they're still going to account some stuff that's happened this season. Osimhen has been really good with Galatasaray this season, being one of the top scorers in the UEFA Champions League, if not the top goal scorer in the UEFA Champions League so far this season. Mohamed Salah, 37 goals and 24 assists last season. Absolutely incredible from him, with majority of those stats coming in the Premier League. And he was by far the best player in the Premier League last season, but so far this season has been extremely underwhelming, even being benched in some games by Liverpool manager Arne Slot. And Achraf Hakimi last season, 13 goals and 15 assists. It's lower than what Osimhen and Salah have, but you can't forget, Achraf Hakimi is a right back. He's doing the defensive duty, the progressive passes, the progressive carries, and he gives you the GA. But as we all know, Mohamed Salah finished 4th in the Ballon d'Or. Achraf Hakimi finished 6th. Victor Osimhen was not even nominated. And that's why I'm going to strictly focus on Mohamed Salah and Achraf Hakimi in the rest of this video, because I don't believe Osimhen will be that close when it comes to the voting. I think it's between Salah and Hakimi to win this award. Who will win it? Mohamed Salah last season won the Premier League, won the Premier League Golden Boot, and the Premier League top assister. As I said before, he was by far the best player in the Premier League and fully deserved to win those 2 awards. He also obviously won PFA Player of the Year, the best player in the Premier League. So all of the awards were Premier League, and he got the trophy for being the best Premier League player. But we're here to talk about who was the best, not in the Premier League, but in world of football. Because Achraf Hakimi won the UEFA Champions League, Ligue 1, Coupe de France, Coupe de la Ligue, and UEFA Super Cup. I mean, it's a majestic collection of trophies, and he will obviously be competing for the 6th with the Club World Cup being held on the 17th of December. So he could potentially win 6 trophies in 2025. Absolutely insane from Achraf Hakimi. So just looking at the trophies, the accolades, the year that both players had, Achraf Hakimi obviously takes it. Mohamed Salah was the best African player in the Premier League. Achraf Hakimi was the best African player in the world. And we're going to continue that story looking at their Champions League stats. Mohamed Salah played only 9 games since he got knocked out by Achraf Hakimi's Paris Saint-Germain in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. 4 assists, 3 goals, with all of them coming in the group stage, as he did absolutely nothing versus Paris Saint-Germain. Achraf Hakimi, on the other hand, had 17 games played, 4 goals, 5 assists. So 9 GA for Achraf Hakimi, 7 GA for Mohamed Salah. Hakimi obviously nearly played double the amount of games, but that's because he was great and he was on a great team. They obviously faced off each other in the round of 16, Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool, with Achraf Hakimi being better in both legs. And Mohamed Salah, we're talking about team trophies, and, football is not like tennis. It's not a 1v1 sport, so the team should be accounted for, the defeat. It's not one player. But we gotta think about it. Mohamed Salah is by far Liverpool's best player. He was by far Liverpool's best player last season. And we saw his stats in the Premier League. He had 30 goals, 18 assists, I think, in the Premier League last season. But he was absolutely woeful. First of all, he talks about the quality and inferior quality of the Premier League compared to the Champions League. It's just easier to stat pad in the Premier League rather than in the Champions League. And obviously, Salah faced a top team in Paris Saint-Germain and everything. But he was the major reason you could say that Liverpool lost. I don't think you blame Arne Slot tactics. Maybe you want to blame the Konate mistake for the Dembele goal. But Mohamed Salah, I believe, is the main culprit for Liverpool going out of the Champions League. Was Achraf Hakimi. He was good in both of the legs. We've seen better legs from Achraf Hakimi, but he was actually a major reason in Paris Saint-Germain winning the UEFA Champions League. 1 goal versus PSV, 2 assists versus Salzburg, and 1 assist versus Stuttgart, and that ends it for all of his G in the group stage, because all the rest came in the knockout stages. 2 assists versus Brest, 1 goal versus Aston Villa, 1 goal versus Arsenal, and 1 goal versus Inter Milan. Achraf Hakimi became only the 3rd player in footballing history to score. No, he actually became the 1st player in football history to score in the quarterfinal, score in the semifinal, and score in the Champions League final. No, actually, 4 other players have made, 3 other players, Diego Milito, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Lionel Messi. I just remembered I made a short about it. But it was an absolutely historical campaign from Achraf Hakimi. On top, he's a right back. He's a defender. This is not what you're expecting and what a right back is supposed to do. But that's how great Achraf Hakimi was for Paris Saint-Germain last season. So yes, Hakimi played on the better team, but he was also a better player than Mohamed Salah. One thing we also have forgotten going through the trophies, Paris Saint-Germain unfortunately obviously lost embarrassingly 3-0 in the Club World Cup final versus Chelsea. But that shouldn't take anything away from Achraf Hakimi being one of our top 3 players with Fabian Ruiz and Vitinha in the Club World Cup that year. He was absolutely majestic. A goal versus Atletico Madrid, a goal versus Inter Miami, an assist versus Bayern, and an assist versus Real Madrid. 4 GA in 7 Club World Cup games. Achraf Hakimi was absolutely cooking in every single competition. Ligue 1, Coupe de France, Trophée du Champion, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup, and obviously the UEFA Champions League. And look at the teams he's collecting GA against. Atletico Madrid, Bayern München, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Aston Villa, Arsenal FC. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. I can go all day about how incredible Achraf Hakimi's 2025 was in every single competition. He was consistent. He was great. And the deserved best player, African player in 2025. What we can take a look here as well is why I also believe Achraf Hakimi will win the Ballon d'Or, African one. As you can see right next to me right here are all the players that got a top 1 nomination. Basically, a nation said, this is the best player in 2025. Let's give him the Ballon d'Or. Ousmane Dembélé, as you can see, was by far the unanimous winner, according to all football journalists, collecting 73. Mohamed Salah collected 4, and Achraf Hakimi collected 3. So they were really close and tied to each other. But I went a little bit deeper into the stats, and this is what I found. Achraf Hakimi got first place votes from Morocco and Gabon, second place votes from Congo, Burkina Faso, Benin, and Ivory Coast, and third place votes from Senegal, Ghana, Tunisia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, one of them. And as you can see, it's 10 nations that decided to vote that Achraf Hakimi has either been the best player in the world, the second best player in the world, or the third best player in the world. Taking a look at Salah, he only got 2 first place votes from South Africa and Egypt, 1 from second place from Mozambique, and 2 third place spots from Mali and Nigeria. That's only 5 nations. And the nations that did vote for Mohamed Salah for second place, first place, and third place were major international nations. A lot of European nations gave Mohamed Salah that prop, which also shows you that majority of the prop and appreciation and the people that believe Salah is so good and everything mostly comes from an international level, from a European level, rather than an African level. And as we saw in the beginning of the video, the people that will be voting for the African Ballon d'Or are mostly people from Africa. So just looking at these numbers and statistics, Achraf Hakimi has already won the African Ballon d'Or. And that's how I want to end and summarize this video. We've gone through every single thing we need to know about who deserves to win the African Ballon d'Or. Mohamed Salah, all fair and respect to him, had an incredible Premier League season. But Achraf Hakimi had an incredible footballing season. Mohamed Salah had the stinker in the EFL Cup final and the 2 stinkers versus Paris Saint-Germain. He also had a stinker in the Community Shield final, which lost another trophy for Liverpool. In the big games, in the big moments, when Liverpool looked for Mohamed Salah, he wasn't there. But when he came to the big games, the big moments, when we were looking to end the game versus Arsenal, Achraf Hakimi pulled up. When we were looking to, win our first Champions League final, Achraf Hakimi pulled up with the first goal. When we needed a goal to end that game versus Bayern, when we were 2 men down, Achraf Hakimi created an absolutely incredible assist to Ousmane Dembele, and he also got a cheeky assist versus Real Madrid. So when the pressure is on, Achraf Hakimi proved that he's better than Mohamed Salah, even in the attacking metrics. Defending, we don't have to have a discussion who is better. But even offensively, there's a discussion that Achraf Hakimi was better than Mohamed Salah last season in every single competition. I think after you guys have watched this video, there's absolutely 0% chance that you still believe Mohamed Salah deserves to win the African Ballon d'Or ahead of Achraf Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi is coming second place in 2023 and in 2024, but his drought is about to end as he's set to become the best African player in 2025. Let's celebrate in the comments, because Achraf Hakimi absolutely deserves this for the incredible energy and effort he's put for Paris Saint-Germain and for the Moroccan national team in recent time. Achraf Hakimi, you deserve this, and let's move on and do even greater stuff. That's been it from boy PSG. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to tune in. We will have a live watch along of the African Ballon d'Or ceremony tomorrow. And as usual, allez Paris.